Calm down, Barbara. Oh. How many feet do you have, sir? Hi, my name's Melissa and I'm a professional soul singer. Today on Soul Singer Discovers... Guten Tag, my dudes! How are you? I hope whatever you've been up to today, it's been spirited. Welcome back to another Soul Singer Discovers. Ooh! Today on Soul Singer Discovers, we're going to be rediscovering something. But before we do, it's time for Metalhead Musings. Today's Metalhead Musings comes from Greg Vergara, which is a salacious name. I enjoy it, Greg, thank you. Greg says, I was at that concert, US Fest 1983. Way too crowded, 670,000 people. Greg, that's just a new fear unlocked for me. That sounds terrifying. Over 500,000 people. I don't want to be near like 10,000 people, let alone 500,000 people. And not just because generally I believe that dogs are better than people, but also because there's too many people. Somebody's going to get crushed. I love that for you though. I am jealous. I would have absolutely have loved to see Judas Priest live at the peak when Rob Halford was doing things like driving out on Harleys. Absolutely I would. Thank you for your comment, Greg. I will have nightmares for the rest of my life. Today, we're rediscovering Lorna Shore. Now, conniptions will be had. Some of you may know, some of you may not, that when you do stuff like I do on YouTube, you tend to get your videos, well, blocked. Any video that doesn't get blocked after a dispute means that my video will be claimed by the copyright owner, which is usually the artist who I'm talking about, or the record label or someone who represents them, blah, blah, blah. Which means when you view my videos, a lot of the time you're actually paying the artist, which is cool, right? It does, however, mean that I don't make any money from these videos, which is sad. Not just because I enjoy making them, but also because it's a lot of time and effort into making these videos and editing and all the rest of it. So, if you would like to support me in what I do so that I can continue to talk Scottish nonsense at you on a weekly basis, please head over to my Patreon. Why don't we let Rosie tell us a little something about Lorna Shore that I didn't know?
Lorna Shore is an American deathcore band that has made a significant impact on the metal scene with their brutal and atmospheric sound. Formed in 2010, the band has continuously pushed the boundaries of the genre, blending elements of death metal, black metal, and symphonic elements.
I've seen a lot of videos up until this point about Will Ramos, not his actual songs with Lorna Shore, just more so shorts, mini videos of him reacting to things. I've seen one or two of him talking to the charismatic voice. I know a lot of you were talking about go and watch one takes. I don't trust one takes. I don't. And I'm happy to go and watch them, but unless I'm in the room, don't give me a one take. Send me to a track you like, don't send me to a one take. I think for a lot of people, one takes do not exist. That is not me talking shit about Will Ramos before anyone loses their fucking panties. Calm down, Barbara. I would rather listen to tracks, which is what we're going to be doing today. Let's do it. Boop. Love. Love the vocals in the background. That drum. Madness. What? this. Jesus Christ. Pausing. The first Lorna show that I ever listened to was a little less symphonic, in that it didn't have any of these like operatic singers in the background. I know that Will Ramos makes all of these noises live. What I would say is I think that he is a little bit too far back in the mix for me, which is strange because in the first one we watched, he was incredibly present, like he was to the forefront of what was going on. I don't know if that's because that was one of the first ones they did and they wanted to be very sort of, look at our amazing new singer, because I know Will Ramos wasn't the first singer for Lorna Shore. Yeah, and there's also a lot more melodic stuff going on in this one than there was the last time. The last time felt like a full grungy, let's show off these really guttural, frightening noises, whereas this feels a little bit more musical. As with all of these bands, I'm always blown away at the drummer, and I'm like, how many feet do you have, sir? But yeah, I would want Will Ramos to be further forward in the mix. I know that that's a stylistic choice for a lot of bands. We did Mastodon and we also did Tool, and in both bands, the vocals were incredibly far back in the mix. That was a deliberate choice. For Tool, it was a choice because Maynard wants to be considered just one of the other members of the instruments that are going on. And with Mastodon, I had a chat with Levi, and Levi mentioned that he feels that with Mastodon they do that deliberately because no one's really the front singer, everyone's doing some singing, and it's more about the overall vibe than it is about there being a present lead vocalist, which I respect. That's like a combination of songwriting and arrangement, and I support people's decisions to do that, or producing really as well. It's everything. But yeah, that's interesting. Let's keep going. Way more melodic. Insanity. Nice. Classical music. Oofed. Needs an exorcism. Awesome. That is something that I've started to notice with a lot of bands that are in this kind of subgenre, that have obviously, it's a mixture of a couple of different things of like gent and deathcore and bands that branch out from that, is that there tends to be in a lot of the songs this breakdown towards the sort of middle to the end of the song. There's a big space where there's just silence and the vocalist is usually doing something that's fairly guttural, and it's gone into one of those slow breakdowns, but it's so sparse. It's so sparse. It goes from this huge wall of noise to complete sparseness of just maybe the occasional like snare hit and then guttural vocals. I'm assuming that that's just a characteristic of the style of music and a conscious decision because of the genre, and not necessarily a conscious decision because they want to highlight the vocals. Or is it both? I know when I watched Slaughter to Prevail, Alex Terrible had a moment in the song that felt like that. It felt like they were deliberately trying to show and go, listen to how horrendous and impressive this is. Let's all shut up and highlight it. Who knows? Still really interesting, but let's keep going. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice change. Madness. Bananas. That's really pretty. Nice. Really nice at the end there. I love that they stripped it all back down to just the orchestral stuff. Okay. So first of all, I know I'm right. Always a good way to start a sentence. I know I'm right because when I spoke to Melissa Cross about this kind of vocals and in general metal vocals, vowels are intensely important. So important. And Will Ramos follows that because whenever he's going to a higher place for his goblin voices, he's going to a very wide, wow sort of vowel, and for the lower stuff he's going to a more closed oh. He flips between them so effortlessly, so impressive. Also, the more I hear guitar solos in this style of music or this subgenre of music, they are so prompted by classical music, which is new to me a lot of the time, or not, it's not new to me, but it's something that I don't hear often because in the genres that I work in that are very soul, blues and jazz based roots music, the solos are always based around the pentatonic scale or minor pentatonic for a lot of them. They are prompted, inspired by roots music, and these metal genres are prompted by classical music. And I wonder when that branch happened, because there's certainly plenty of rock music that's still prompted by roots music, blues music. But that tends to be more rock music branching off away from some of this metal music. Yeah, I wonder when that split happened. Who knows? Do you know? Tell me in the comment section. What do you think? What do you think of Lorna Shore? Do you love Will Ramos with your whole heart? I hope you do. I do, and his cat Dusty. Let me know in the comment section what you would like to see next. We will be returning to Lorna Shore. As always, thank you to my patrons. Thank you to all of you at home, sitting, chilling in your house, watching me talk utter garbage at you. Don't forget to subscribe or I'll never speak to you again. Also, don't forget to tap that like button gently and respectfully. We don't do smashing. Say no to smashing. Until next time, my dudes, Godspeed.